It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, August 22nd. We are heading into the end of the week. We're spinning on in. Okay, we're rolling on into Friday. As you guys know, today is Friday Eve. Don't mind me. I'm a couple minutes late because I was just addicted to watching Love is Blind UK. I've officially decided I'll dedicate some time talking about it on Patreon. Wow. Wow. Wow is all I can say. Are we are we okay on the sound? I'm just seeing a little something. Hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please. No, we should be good. We should be good. Okay, so today, oh my gosh, yes, Love is Blind UK is so good. And um, I am on Mary Payne's podcast, Pink Shade. I'm on her podcast today. We're talking about all kinds of Bravo stuff. And she even mentioned that she watches Love is Blind UK. I'm so glad that you guys all got me to watch it because I am obsessed. See, we help each other. I got you guys into Love Island. You got me into Love is Blind, UK. And last night, I almost couldn't fall asleep because I could not turn off the Scott Peterson documentary on Netflix. I was halfway through the second episode and I was like, Donna, you have to go to bed, especially when it's a murder documentary, like a true crime documentary, because I will spin. I will start to think about it all night long. But it was 10:43 and I was like, if I don't go to bed now, it's over for me. So I will be finishing that off probably at some point today because it was so good. Now, the Scott Peterson story is something that I definitely followed, but not, I mean, it was 20 years ago, right? So I was 20, I was in my 20s. I remember I was with my ex-boyfriend during that time, and I just wasn't like that into it. So I knew the general of the story, but I didn't know everything. So now I'm spending my time really getting into it, and I will talk about that as well on this week's Patreon. So Love is Blind UK and Scott Peterson on this week's Patreon. But forget that because we are here. And for those of you that are here on Daily Dose of Donna, my public show, my free show, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube and on all audio platforms. Welcome on in. We've got a lot to talk about today. We have a new mid-season trailer for OC that we're going to watch together. Of course, we have some dating stories on some of the shows. There's a little certain kid that we grew up with watching on TV that's heading off to college and more, all on today's Daily Dose of Donna.
Can you imagine? Not feel the magic. Can you imagine? Not feel the magic.
Thanks for being here, everyone. Now, I'm looking at some of the comments and I see one that says from Andrew, the Netflix one is good, the Scott Peterson documentary, but I cannot watch the Peacock one. So please explain to me why and what. And why is it that this is not the first time this has happened, that multiple documentaries come out around the same topic at the same time? Why does that happen? It happened with Fire Festival. It's happened with some different true crime murder situations. It's confusing. I never know what I'm supposed to be watching and what you guys are talking about and which one. Like, why? Why do you guys do this to us? I am team Netflix. I love Netflix. And Peacock is, I think of Peacock as cheesy, right? Like it's like Love Island, Real Housewives. Maybe I just don't want to go into Peacock to get some of that like deep dark stuff. Peacock for me is like Peacock. Peacock. Netflix is like Netflix. Do do do. Oh, okay. So the Peacock is basically all about him and it's the ones that are interviewing him and he's trying to say he's innocent. So I guess if you can watch the Peacock one, if you kind of want to hear his side of the story and his team side of the story, and then the Netflix one is more I would say from Lacey's side, interviewing, I saw, of course, on last night's episode, a lot of Lacey's family and friends are being interviewed. And Scott's family is being interviewed as well. So I'm halfway through the second episode of the 3-part series on Netflix, and I will definitely let you guys know what I feel about it. But it's very interesting. Uh, it's just crazy. I mean, and I do wonder, of course, the way they're producing it and stuff, it's like you immediately are seeing issues. But after watching the Sherry Papini story and seeing the way that the husband, Keith, handled when his wife was missing and his anxiety and his stress and then also watching that other documentary recently, and now I can't remember the name of it, where the girlfriend was stolen, basically kidnapped in the middle of the night, and it was the most outrageous story and everyone thought she was lying. Seeing the way that those men handled everything and how they acted when they were in the police station and being investigated and interrogated and all of that. It's like you immediately know the difference of the way that a guilty person acts and a non-guilty person acts. And of course, this is not across the board, but if you've watched Southern Charm, Craig Conover is the king of knowing when someone is a liar. Remember, he said Austin lied, he's looking to the left. But it's just about in this first interrogation moment when they first bring Scott Peterson in. So she has just been missing for a few days and they bring him in and he's like this. He's laying back like he's watching a football game, this guy. He's laying back, he's making jokes. Jokes? Listen, if I go missing and Lance is making jokes, he's guilty. But, who am I to say? I'm not an investigative reporter. I'm not a private detective. But I find it very, very interesting. Okay, Lori says the Peacock one is because the Innocence Project is involved. There's a lot of people that want to fight for his innocence. It's interesting. I should have my friend on the show at some point. She is a criminal. She's a criminal public defender. She's a public defender for criminal cases here in Los Angeles. And she gets a lot of cases of people that have been charged with murder, with all kinds of crazy stories, and she defends them. This is a woman that I know for many, many years. She has 2 sons, exactly my kids' age. And I just find it so fascinating to talk to her about these things. I remember talking to her about the Alec Baldwin story, talking to her. She did not think Alec Baldwin should have been charged. I talked to her a little bit about Karen, the Karen Reed trial. I've been talking to her a little bit here and there, but I think it would be interesting to get a public defender on here to get an idea of like how you can wrap your head into that, because she truly does believe in the innocence of these people that she represents. She told me some crazy story about this one guy who was charged in the 80s for a double homicide here in Los Angeles on like Skid Row, and the stories around it and how there were so many issues with the trial and everything, and that's why he's back on trial. And he was taken off life. He was on death row and then he was taken off death row. And now she's like representing him. It's really interesting. Detective Donna episodes. Give me my cigar. Hold on. It's prop time for all of you prop lovers. That's okay. It's Detective Donna. What do we got on docket today? Can you imagine if I actually tried to be a detective? My detective skills would be awful. Awful. All right, let's get into today's show because we've got some fun things to talk about. I say we start off with some random stories. Melania, Teresa, and Joe's little babes is off to college. I don't think she's the youngest. I think Adriana is the youngest. If I have it correct in my head, and you guys tell me, we got Gia, we got Gabriella, we got Melania, we got Adriana, and then we got the little baby, Louis Ruelas, right? The red-faced one, the colicky one. Louis would be a colicky baby. If Louis was a baby, he'd be like, wah, 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 wah. Wouldn't he be like a crybaby the entire time? Okay. So, Melania is off to college and Gia posted a little Instagram reel or something about her. It's on Instagram. So, I'll show you guys. This is actually on Best of Bravo's account. Let's watch this little cute video. Um I like Melania. I watched her a lot on the like on her TikTok and her Instagram and stuff. And she's a really, to me, she's a really kind-hearted, sweet girl. So let's watch this together really fast. This is on Best of Bravo's account.
Love you guys. Bye. Love you. Love you, Melania. Love you.
She's so sweet. She's leaving the house. Now she's at the airport and she's hugging Gia. They're so close for sisters. I really like it. She's sad and she's crying.
Oh, look at Bella.
And Bella's in the car, and Teresa is there, of course. There's the doggy Bella.
Oh, I love you.
Saying goodbye to the dog.
I love you. Love you.
Pretty soon your whole life's gonna change.
Love you so much, Melania. I
You'll
can't wait
miss
to
the
watch you.
magic of
Things. Good for her. Honestly, these girls did something right. Whatever it is that they did something right. And Teresa did something right as their mother, because truly, she was pretty much the main parent in their family, minus that 1 year when she went away to prison. It's good stuff. I love following up with the daughters, though. I really do enjoy Teresa's daughters. Okay, another small little piece of news. Carl Radke. Did you see this? Carl Radke has merch. He has merch for his soft bar. Now, this is so Carl, you guys. So Carl. He Carl Radke kind of reminds me of like an elder millennial. And I know he's not, and I'm 43, so I am really an elder millennial. But like, what's above a millennial? Gen X? What are our parents? Like, what's right above us? Gen X? He reminds me of someone that doesn't understand the internet. And I don't know why, but it gives me vibes of me having to teach, like I'd have to teach him how to post an Instagram reel. Or like, no, this is how you hashtag. Like he would be the person that would hashtag like Vicky Gunvalson does. You remember how Vicky used to hashtag, like hashtag love, hashtag friend, hashtag fun, hashtag family, hashtag family, hashtag family, hashtag family. Like, there was always the same hashtags. So Carl Radke posted some merch, but this is how he did it. And it's just so Carl, he's just being Carl, just like Miley. So he posted his merch and it's backwards. Yes, I really had to spend a moment with it, but it says drinks with benefits. And it's backwards, meaning he took a selfie and he didn't flip it. And he also has that soft smile. It's kind of the smize. And I wonder why he didn't. I don't know. There's a lot. It just gives a little cringe to me, and good for him, honestly. But I love how this one comment says, "Can someone please show Carl how to flip his front facing camera so we can actually read the logo he's trying to promote?" Then he posted this. Like this, you know what this is giving? Honestly, this is giving when Bachelor Gary. Hi, I'm Gary. When Gary was posting Instagram photos of like half of people's faces. Do you guys remember that when he was posting Neil Lane or whatever? And it was always like half of a face. It was the best. Anyway, that's the point, is that I just feel like he doesn't have his he needs like an Instagram class. Then he also posted, let's continue with the merch. Well, it's this. I'm not looking at the camera, but I'm looking at the camera. Have any of if your husband or boyfriend did this, would you be a little cringy? I think I would wonder about this guy. He's like, I'm not here, but I'm here. But I'm not here, but I'm here. This is him and Kyle. Carl's shorts are so short. Listen, I'm into a short on the right kind of leg, and Carl does have a nice body. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a fit guy. Where's Andrew Dominguez to tell us his feelings? His shorts are getting pretty short, and Kyle is getting a little. This is an odd. Mm, I have some thoughts about the two of them. This feels a little odd. This is him with some chick at a coffee shop, I imagine. It looks like, no idea. And this is him doing his famous peace sign. Carl loves a peace sign. This is another one with him where he didn't flip the camera. So again, you don't really know what it says. And he's got that soft smile. This is his dating app photo. Don't you guys think with that smile? He's embarrassed of his teeth. It actually is pretty shitty. Then this is here you are. Yes, that's true. Here we are. Just more pictures of him promoting soft bar. Here you are. I don't get it. Oh, this is his dating profile. This one is the one. Soft bar hat. He actually looks kind of cute there. I like him in a hat now that I think about it. I'm into the hat. But this is his face of like, I'm trying to hook up. Right? I wonder if you guys are into that. Okay. And that he looks good, but I'm not into Carl. Yeah. Okay. But good for Carl. He's doing his thing. Now, I did notice, and maybe I'm crazy. I did notice in the likes of that post, I didn't see any of the Summer Housers. And I wonder, I'm sure Amanda and him are really good because they all work together at Loverboy. I'm wondering, is obviously Lindsay and him are not like BFFs, so she's not probably going to like it, and neither will Gabby most likely. But Wes commented, and clearly he's good friends with Kyle, but like I didn't notice any page likes. Sierra. We'll have to see what their relationships are on this next season of Summer House, which is like they're still filming and I want to watch it already. Like I want to watch live feeds. Like F Big Brother, I want to watch Summer House live feeds 24/7 in that house. I want to see exactly what's happening. The best was when I was listening to Giggly Squad, that's Paige DeSorbo and Hannah Berner's podcast. I was listening to it yesterday. And they said that when they were filming season 5 of Summer House, which was the COVID season, it was the season of death. It was the worst season ever. And obviously Hannah Berner was horrendous in that season. When we were watching, they said that when they were filming that season, when they didn't have to work, when they weren't shooting, they were in their beds watching Love Island. Isn't that interesting that they would be laying in their beds watching Love Island and then they would get an announcement in the house? They would say, "You have to go to the kitchen, girls." I don't know. For some reason, I always want to believe that show is really genuine, but really, truly, there's producers very much involved in every single little moment of everything. Like you can take a moment and lay in your bed, but now you guys have to come into the kitchen and argue. And they're like, turning off Love Island. I guess I have to go to work. You know what? Stars are just like us. They have to turn off reality TV to go to work. Just the way it is. Anyway, good for Melania, good for Carl. And let's move on over to Wes Wilson. Wes Wilson, Westy, our new buddy from last season, has just gotten this new dating show. And guys, I'm not going to really, I don't want to say this as a blanket statement because I like West and I liked West's personality last season. I thought he was fun. I thought he was cute. I thought he brought a levity to Summer House that we desperately needed from the male side. Obviously, we had a really depressing season with Lindsay and Carl's stuff. This was very needed. Jesse Solomon too. I loved it. I worry that West Wilson's star power has just like shot through the roof, and we're going to be so sick of him by the time we see him on the show. This has never happened before on Summer House. Normally you watch the show and then you don't really like hear so much about all of them until the next season. Don't you guys feel that West Wilson's like personality and everything about him has just been, he's everywhere. He's taking pictures with the Love Island crew. He's now doing this new dating show for Complex. Now we know that he works for Complex. So I guess there's a good crossover, but I'm really shocked that Bravo signed off on this. Although I guess it only makes sense because like Paige is allowed to do whatever she wants and all these other people are allowed to do whatever they want. But Summer House's star West Wilson breaks down his new dating show with single celebs. And the first one that he has airing, I think it's only 11 minutes. It's on YouTube, is with the Haktua girl. Now, I am proud of myself. I have gone 6 months without one time mentioning the word Haktua. And I can't believe that this is how I can break it. I decided, I took a pact. I pinned my finger and I got a little blood and I did another blood, pact with myself saying, do not talk about Haktua. I don't want it to come out of your mouth. I don't want to talk about it. Haktua is below me. It's below the dosers is really the truth. But unfortunately, it caught up with us because the second that there's a Bravo crossover with Haktua, now we have to talk about it. So Summer House star Wes Wilson is hosting a new dating show that will feature him romancing female celebrities, including Haktua girl Haley Welch. Wilson, who rose to fame as a fan favorite on the Bravo reality series before facing criticism for his breakup from Sierra, will challenge women to competitive dates while talking about being single in the public eye on Complex's YouTube show, West Date Ever. The dates are like kind of gimmicky and cute, he says, and they're food and games and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of just getting to know more about them and like what dating with a spotlight on you is like. He said the experience was helpful with his dating life because he was able to relate to things both good and bad. Do you think that we should just watch it for like 2 seconds together? Let's just see what it's like since it's on YouTube. I'm imagining it's already up there. West Date Ever Complex. Well, it aired 2 hours ago and it only has 2,000 views, which is not bad for like a normal anything YouTube, but it's pretty low for something that's getting page 6 recognition and it stars, a big reality star. Let's just watch it. They're on a boat.
No, that's all right. No. You got it. You probably use that smell. That's okay.
Best date ever. West.
What's up, guys? This is Wes. I'm on a date with Haley Welch, and you know her, you know her. That's all I'll say. Hello, Miss Haley.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you? Hi, I'm Haley Welch. Y'all have seen me off a meme recently. And here I am.
I'm going to give you a hug.
Me.
Are you
Okay.
hugging?
Not really.
No?
No.
Okay.
I'm just feeling uncomfortable
She was
about
more
this.
shy, I think, out of the gate than I thought she would be. So we're fishing today.
Okay.
Appreciate you coming. We're here in your homeland. You gonna show me how to do it or no?
Yep, I will.
Oh, really? I like your confidence. Let's do it.
All right, let's fast forward a little bit.
Right?
Not Mrs. Hawk.
You got him. He's here.
They're fishing. They're
1 point
chatting.
me.
This will be the last date we go on.
Damn.
I was hating just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Good.
I guess it is literally a
The
competitive
line just kind of
dating show.
did a little dip for a second. We both thought there was going to be a fish. There wasn't. Sad.
Look,
You guys, this is so boring. Is anyone into it? It's like a 90s dating show. I don't know. I'm struggling a little bit with it. I think that it's also like it just doesn't feel I don't know. I guess okay, a lot of you guys agree. I don't want to sound like a hater. It just felt a little boring to me and a little bit like obviously there's no chemistry between West and Haktua girl and it's clearly you're bringing on, two like celebrities, quote unquote celebrities together to do a show, but I don't think it's going to be like there's only 2,000 views for over 2 hours of it being published on Complex's YouTube channel, and they have 6.5 million subscribers. If you just know the YouTube dynamics, that's kind of low for YouTube. If you have they have a crazy amount of subscribers. That's not low. That's high. 6.5 million is high AF, but they've only gotten 2,000 views. I just don't know. Lori says, now 2001. I just don't know if these are the people we want to watch. Now, had he brought on a girl that we were like, that was really sweet and cute and like nice, and maybe there was an actual potential for a romance, maybe we'd watch it. But like, come on. It's not hooking up with Haktua. Let's be real. Okay. Let's get into some other stories. Good for Wes Wilson. Did you guys hear this about Ben Affleck? It's kind of silly, but we have to talk about Ben Affleck just engraved Jennifer Lopez's engagement ring. Yep. He just engraved it, apparently pretty recently. And it says, and I wonder who's releasing this news. Definitely not Ben Affleck's side. But it says, not going anywhere. And he had it engraved on Jennifer Lopez's engagement ring. Well, maybe he meant the marriage was not going anywhere. Maybe he truly meant we are not going anywhere. Like, this is over. Maybe that's how he broke up with her. He's like, it's not going anywhere. I mean, true. Like, think about text messaging. You could text someone, not going anywhere, and they could be like, oh my God, I love you too. And then you could actually mean like our relationship is not going anywhere. So Jennifer Lopez has previously revealed that Ben Affleck had a very powerful message engraved on her green diamond engagement ring before he proposed for the second time. Okay, so this is before he proposed. He said, not going anywhere, because that's how he would sign his emails when we started talking again. Ooh, it sounds love bomby. Sounds very Johnny J. I'm not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. In fact, if some man that I started dating said, I'm not going anywhere, I would say, why? Like, why are you so lazy? Let's go somewhere. Where you go? Why aren't you going anywhere? And how do you know you're not going anywhere? Sounds a little precocious to me. So he had it engraved, like, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. You know, she specifically chose, apparently, according to page 6, Lopez specifically chose this date to end the marriage because she wanted to show the world and Ben, I am a woman standing up in my own way. And I am not going anywhere. Oh, Ben. Meanwhile, there's so many pictures of Ben. It's like Ben looks stressed. Ben is smoking a cigarette. Ben smiles. Ben walks. Ben pees. Ben does every single thing since being told that Jennifer Lopez is divorcing him. Ben doesn't give a flying F. Ben, we all know that Ben wanted out of that marriage. I think it's pretty obvious to everyone, whether or not you want to say JLo is the reason or Ben is the reason. It, to me, was pretty clear who was making the first moves of I'm going anywhere. Like, I'm not going anywhere except I'm buying a $20 million house away from you. I mean, he really did go somewhere. He went somewhere. He went so far. He was like, I'm out of here. I'm not even sharing a room with you. I'm not even sharing a home with you. I am going somewhere. He sounds like a mess. So good for them. Live their best lives. They're so much better without each other. Another divorce, and this is really going back into 90s stuff, and I'm shocked over this because did I even know that Joey Lawrence was married? But Joey Lawrence's wife, Samantha Cope. Joey Lawrence. Whoa. Joey Lawrence brothers. They have a podcast together. I used to be in love with them. He was on Blossom. You guys know the guy. He was a Dancing with the Stars guy. Convinced he's wearing some sort of hair plugs. Not 100% sure. Okay, I'll leave it there. Joey Lawrence's wife, Samantha Cope, files for divorce after 2 years, only 2 years, and asks for full custody of their daughter, Dylan, who is only 1 year old. So she's a Salt Lake City born actress. She filed on Wednesday after more than 2 years of marriage to Joey. She has asked for full custody of Dylan, noting that she would allow her daughter to spend 2 nights a week at her father's house only when she turns 3 in January of 2026. She said that irreconcilable differences was the cause of their split, and that she and Joey separated this past June. Neither she or the Melissa and Joey actor should be awarded spousal support, according to the outlet. You guys, they just got married. They just had a baby. She's filing and she wants full custody. She does not want to allow Joey Lawrence to have extended visits with the child until Dylan is older and can consent to such visits. She said that she should have approval over any non-relatives that her daughter is around while with Joey. That doesn't sound so good, you guys. Now, Joey Lawrence has had 2 marriages before this. He was previously wed to a woman named Shondi from 2005 through 2020, and then Michelle Vela from 2002 until 2005. He's father of 2 daughters, Charleston and Liberty. Doesn't sound like a good thing. Now, a lot of you guys have some thoughts about this, but I'm just going to say that whenever you're going to divorce and file for full custody and not allow the kid to even sleep at your, ex's home, and he's the one that actually has probably more money, et cetera, and like has the ability to probably provide for her, something bad happened. Like something real bad happened. Annalise is asking, was he with Cheryl from Dancing with the Stars? He was not. That was his brother, Matthew Lawrence. So there's 3 of them. Joey, Matthew, and is it Andrew Lawrence is the youngest? I always thought Matthew was the cutest. Always. I had a thing with Matthew. I never thought Joey was into I never thought Joey was into girls. That was just a vibe I got, but I don't know. I'm not into guys that like were wearing makeup. You know what I mean? It felt like a lot. Okay. Or Michelle says, or he cheated and there's a new person around that she doesn't want to expose their child to. Possible. That's going to be a tough sell though. Like unless you can prove that there's like a dangerous reason that her daughter is not allowed to be in his house. Maybe there's drugs. Maybe there's alcoholism. We don't know, right? There could be something where she feels he is not to be trusted as a sole provider for the daughter. It's not good. Okay, and this is crazy considering that he already came from, he already has daughters and exes, etc. Okay, mid-season Real Housewives of OC trailer has been released, and we are going to watch it together. This is on Instagram. This specific, I'll pull up Best of Bravo just because it's already up here. It just got released, meaning if we're already in the mid-season, does that mean we only have like 13 or 14 episodes of the season? The old school episodes of Real Housewives, by the way, are all like 20, 22 seasons, etc. And now it's shorter seasons. So let's watch this together. I love the season already. I can just tell you that.
That I've never had, and I'm safe.
Ask her about the FBI.
Oh no, this is
Jennifer
the biggest scandal out there.
Pedronti.
He could go to prison. You talked about him being a bookie. You better f***ing shut your mouth. Why? Is he gonna put a hit on me?
Nobody knows who the real Ryan is.
And I feel really pretty. Yeah.
Still to come this season on The Real Housewives of Orange County.
Woo, 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 woo! Move it, chubby.
Well, this is like when I make meatballs.
You shared meatballs with Shannon.
You also shared sauce.
Hello, Alexis. I am hosting a trip to Europe and you are not invited.
Hold on. Why?
Get a good profile.
Why, Shannon? Why? Knock, knock.
Want to give me a hug?
No,
Oh, okay.
Ryan bashed Tamara and Eddie.
the guy is a scumbag.
He's such a baby bitch.
You're a bitch.
Are you really speaking like this?
Gina hung you out to dry.
Do you think that calling me a liar?
You are a liar.
This is bullshit, bitch.
What? John Jansen just showed up.
Hi. Are you kidding me right now?
Respect my relationship.
This guy's a piece of shit.
Whoa.
Her hate comes from jealousy and insecurity.
Leave my family alone. Wait. No.
I'm out.
Shannon Bedore.
I'll take an Uber. You know what? Alexis Bellino is perfect for John Jansen.
Passive aggressive.
That was aggressive.
Nothing passive about that one.
That looks great, actually. I am such a Shannon fan this season. I know that, she's definitely problematic and she's got her own stuff. Like, there's no question that we all know Shannon is not perfect and she's got her things, right? We know that. But there's something about Shannon that just gives me joy in this season because Alexis Bellino, no, is so freaking annoying and like, to watch on TV. Tamara's really angry, coming with a lot of heat. And it looks like it's not just towards Shannon. Later, it's against Jen. It's like it's almost like Tamra was given an assignment. You're coming back on Bravo, but you have to just yell at everyone and be mean to everyone all the time. And then we have, I really like Katie. I'm happy with Heather. I'm happy with Gina, Emily. You guys, I'm really into this season. This is a great season of OC. Unfortunately, Shannon had to take the brunt of a lot of the stuff, but she's handling it like a freaking pro so far. And the second that the Ryan and Jen stuff comes out, Shannon's off the hook with Tamra. The question is what I'm really curious about, and I talked about this briefly already, but how are we going to move forward with Shannon and Tamra if they're all doing press right now in real time? So in 2024, middle of the summer, they're doing press saying they'll never be friends again. They'll never be able to. Like, are we seriously going to go down this Melissa Teresa route? Or do you think Shannon and Tamra are both able to kind of put aside their differences to, you know, I don't know, put aside their differences to like spend time together for the show? I think Tamra is not an idiot. She's going to know that she has to either make up with Shannon at some point, kiss her ass, get friendly with her again, or like deal with her for the show to continue. Especially, I wonder, honestly, this is honestly what I wonder. If you're a housewife and you're getting really bad, audience hate during your season. So you could talk about any of these reality shows. Think about Lala and Sheena, the last season of Vanderpump Rules. Obviously, this season we have Tamra on OC. And then every single season, there's always one person that gets a lot of hate and is kind of like the person that the audience hates in the season. If that's the case, do you think that Tamra is going to kind of almost pander to those fans and those people next season and try to backpedal all of the anger and all of the, vile behavior that she's had this season? There's no way it doesn't affect you. How can it not affect you to know that the audience, who are your bread and butter, let's be real, hate you? It can't not affect you, especially because she has 2 T's in a pod, which is doing still, as far as I know, it's still doing really, really well. And I wonder if any of you guys have stopped. If you're okay, this is a question I have for you. If you listen to Twats, 2 T's in a pod, if you're listening to that show, are you also able to listen to it still after seeing Tamra's behavior on this last season of Housewives? Does it make you not want to listen? Or if you're already listening, you love them and it doesn't bother you at all? You don't care? That's, I guess, my question. I wonder if people really changed their listening habits. I wonder if like Lala Kent's podcast listens have gone down. I don't think they have, you guys. According to the top charts, yeah, they're not. Everyone loves to hate on these people, but it only does good for their show. On the top charts on Apple Podcasts right now, top shows in TV and film, or I should say top episodes, number 1, Lala Kent. The one about even more VPR moments from one day ago. It's number 1 on the top episodes. And then a 2 T's in a pod is number 8. So they're still up there, obviously. And then in terms of top shows, they're number 4. We have Watch What Crappens and then a couple of different that have nothing to do with Bravo type stuff. And then 2 T's in a pod. So, and then Lala Kent's still at number 11. People are listening to these shows, no matter if you hate them or love them, people will continue to listen to the show. I am convinced that haters actually increase a show's popularity, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a reality show. I find it interesting. You guys all have different opinions on everything. So it's always good for everyone that watches this show to read the live chat replay because everyone has something interesting to say about all of these things. If you guys are, let's think, what are we talking about tomorrow? Tomorrow we'll talk about OC on our Friday episode. And And that's really it. There's nothing like super crazy happening right now. I talked all about the Brandy and Andy thing yesterday, and I talked all about my feelings about that. I actually not got into it at all. But Casey texted me last night. She goes, I need to know your thoughts on Brandy and Andy. And as you guys know, on this one, I can't be Team Brandy because I never really liked Brandy, to be honest, ever on the show. So it's hard for me to ever really fight for Brandy Glanville now. That being said, I did see a lot of your comments here on YouTube. A lot of your comments were really fighting for Andy Cohen to get fired, in the fact that it doesn't matter if you like Brandy or not, whatever Andy Cohen did here was absolutely inappropriate and wrong, and he should be fired. He's an executive at the network. He is, or at least he was. He is an executive producer on a show that she worked on. He is talent. Like, all of it equals that it shouldn't be allowed. I think two things can be true. But I don't think, if they haven't fired Andy yet, I don't think they're gonna. I think Andy Cohen will not be fired. I think he will, if anything, he will walk out on his own accord. And he'll make it look like it was a choice of his to walk away from Bravo. This is down the line. I don't think it's happening anytime soon. But he'll walk away from Bravo and he'll do something else. Wanda is asking Donna, is there a Patreon Zoom tomorrow? I don't believe I can do it tomorrow evening because I have some kids' activities, but I'm going to give you guys an option in the Patreon. Don't you worry. There is an interesting little thing that I want to tell you guys really fast about Matthew Perry. So you know how Matthew Perry's doctor, it's a ring of doctors that got involved with the ketamine, prescriptions, getting it for him, dosing it out, injecting it, driving it to his house, etc. One of the doctors, his name is Dr. Placencia. They called him Dr. P. He worked out of Malibu Canyon Urgent Care. I get a text message from my girlfriend yesterday. She goes, I'm not following the whole story, but this is my doctor. And I was like, wait, what? So she lives in Calabasas, and this Malibu Canyon Urgent Care is very close outside of their community in Calabasas. And she's like, yeah, I take my kids there all the time. It's their urgent care doctor, and he's amazing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So now what? And then she just posted a photo she just sent me a photo from a Facebook group that she's part of, which is essentially, it's for the estates that she lives in, like the area that she lives in. And they said, oh, it looks like the doctor is working again. He just can't prescribe medication, but he's there working, so you can still go and see him. Isn't that unreal that Matthew Perry's doctor that prescribed all the ketamine that got him to eventually die is like still seeing patients? It's pretty crazy. Anyway, you guys, slow news day, but never a slow day with us. I love you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate all of the dosers. Thank you for subscribing, for sharing, for posting, for all the things. Appreciate you guys. See you tomorrow on Friday after we watch OC, Big Brother. I can finish Scott Peterson. The important things in life. Talk to you later.